Free and Pure Alive, the voice of passionate action, bringing fresh perspectives and timeless wisdom for today's shifting paradigm. Now, it is your moment to open your mind, relax into your body and spirit as we explore the greater meaning of your now experience. Bringing wisdom, laughter, and clarity, here are Shri and Kira.
Namaste, beloved ones. Welcome to Shri and Kira Live. I am wisdom teacher Shri Ramka.
He sure is, isn't he? And I am Master Lady Kira Ra. And Shri and I, we really feel like we're flying into you today.
We are flying.
Because we woke up this morning after a day in the Kanyar with the Kanyar that defies words. We have so much to share. So much so that when we woke up, it was obvious. We have checked out. I have not even looked at email. I have over in my personal VIP box, there's over 55 emails I haven't seen. We are still in the energy of Kanyar. And this morning we went up to the temple here at Tosa Blue Mountain. This is our background. We're going to be talking a lot more about that and a lot more about everything else. And so all I can say is ready, set, go. February, huge show today, and I know you're already feeling it. So, Shri, how can people connect with us?
Well, I'll tell you what, in the go energy, which means we are moving forward. We invite you to call in, and we're going to be taking calls throughout the next 90 minutes or 2 hours, whatever it turns out to be. And we have two phone numbers for you. Oneness Talk Radio's call board is 517-208-1500. That's 517-208-1500.
Get in there. That one's filling up fast.
And
our
BBS
800.
Radio has an 800 number, 888-627-6008.
There it is.
That's 888-627-6008.
Write
there
it down.
You go.
All right. Get into the queue. And hi, everybody everywhere, including all of you over at YouTube, where I know there's robust chat. There always is. And saying, hey, I'm sure we have people from right here at Tosa Blue Mountain, part of our residential community. Most likely Bria Rose and or Masha or Jeanette are in there as well. All of us singing hi to you, and all the way up to the Canadian border where Susan Sturdivant holds the other end of this rainbow bridge of the Tosa family. Yes. And so, hey, up there in the frozen area of the world from summer here, sweating. It is a blessing to be with all of us. Remind, free mind, breathe it in.
Yes.
Right? Yesterday. It all started yesterday. Shri, do we talk about yesterday? Do we start there? Because everything with February began, remember, this was a unique month. We started sharing this a few weeks ago that for the first time ever. As a matter of fact, let's start with that. Let's show the February Ascended Numerology. For the first time ever, an Ascended Numerology chart was affected by a day in the previous month. And that was yesterday. So you see on the chart right here, the Mercury retrograde began. We're in it. Remind, free mind, all the way through. This is going to take us all the way through until March, right? Until we're really free of this energy. But it's the 6. And what is the 6? Well, first look at the dial or the wheel of your conscious soul's evolution. That's what Ascended Numerology is. It soul charting literally charts the conscious evolution of your soul and where it's affecting this lifetime. And when you look at just the chart of February, there is a lot going on here. And thank God for the 6. And that's actually how we came in this month. So check that out. We came in at the point of stability. The 6 is directly opposite of the 12 on the dial, which means that it bears everything on its shoulders. Mm-hmm. It literally can hold it all. And even as I share that, how many of you feel your throat chakra going, oh my God, it's too much, right? It's been huge. It's intense. It's getting more intenser. Now look at the body. It is our center of creation. And if you look at the body, it really shows it even better than the wheel. This entire month is about your balance. And it is about saying, if I call in balance, then everything else is balance. And look what's balancing on your second chakra this month. Everything. Right? You see that?
Yeah.
Everything is balancing on that. And so right now we are balancing in that 6 energy. And taking a breath, tomorrow, February 1, and I am so excited, we'll be together for Monday Magic, we go to the 9. And what is the 9? It is the high heart. And so this is really important, that we are right now in this remind, free mind, in the energy of this unification of what's happening here at Tosa Blue Mountain and this extraordinary medicine journey of the heart, which is the documentary we're creating. This is the moment where in February you are being created. Your second chakra, which is the love chakra when it's stable, right? We stabilize as peace, love, and joy. So your creation love, which is love of self, that energy right now through this remind or free mind is being pulled up to activate your high heart. And the reason that is happening is because this February, one moment, one breath from now, we enter our first and one of the most important choice months of this entire Uplevel 2-year period, because it's going to initiate a literal February ready, March set, April go moment.
Another one.
And there's just so much happening right now. So let's just breathe in on that, and I'll just stop there.
Well, yeah, and I want to breathe in a little further.
Please.
On this second chakra.
Yeah, the Balance Chakra, right? Let's breathe into that with Sri.
So the energy of this time is really bringing forward this cosmic support.
Right.
And the quality of the energy intersects us at different places. And this is what the beauty of the Ascended Numerology is. It helps us unwind or cultivate our discernment as to where are we experiencing the energies, what is being invited forward. Mm-hmm. And when we consider that the second chakra in the old system that a lot of Earth consciousness is running on, that chakra is all about emotionality and sex. Okay, it's about procreation and recreation.
Right, one way or another, we're out there creating, baby, right? How creative can we be?
and so the key here, where the pitfall is the emotionality aspect. That when we are in turbulent times, when times are pulling on us and inviting us to lift up and through a paradigm that we're complete with. So hear this, the Earth, so many beings here just repeat, repeat. We are complete with that paradigm. Now, are you available for the information, the energy, and the responsibility that Spirit is inviting you to claim consciously?
Well, there it is.
And so this second chakra then becomes about balance, not emotionality, and creativity, meaning instead of it being just about emotion and sex, it transforms or ascends into understanding balance and being able to hold a vision in that basket of procreation, the symbolic energy of the womb, to hold a vision, to nourish the vision, to birth the vision. So we're being called upon to birth our highest authenticity while still in a body. That's really what we're being asked to do. Be the you that you are at your highest, your deepest, your most authentic essence, and live it through this body and enjoy being here.
I am just loving that, aren't you? Just enjoy being here. And that's kind of what happened this morning as Sri and I woke up, and it's a glorious sunny summer day here. I mean, stunning puffy white clouds with just enough wind for them to be a fascinating story on their own. And we heard clearly, get up the mountain. And it was really an extension of what happened yesterday in Kanyar, because yesterday, as I mentioned, Sri, myself, our dear friend Edwin, and Bria Rose, we jumped in the van and we went on an adventure. And
yes,
we are going to share some of the first of what turned out to be more film than we know what to do with. But we're going to share just a little overview today during the break. So you really want to watch this film and connect with this energy. And one of the things that was so power-filled, especially as we're in this February energy, and as I show you the energy flow for this moment, was Alexander, who is the lineage holder of the Kanyari that we are so blessed to be working with, that will championing and be here on the March event that got even bigger and more amazing, if that was even possible. And commenting on the plants. He was commenting on, this is a medicine plant. And you have this at Tosa Blue Mountain. And we actually said, yeah, we know. We know right where it is. We've been cultivating them like instinctively. And you'd be like, and this was at your mountain, and this was at your mountain. And what we did not really understand or comprehend until yesterday was how shocked he was. Because when you're here at Tosa Blue Mountain, the one thing that you do see is the stark contrast between literally whatever miracle force field, because it's rare here, has held the boundaries of this land in its native state, and how every other part of our valley has been stripped of that. Yeah. We are literally an oasis even for the locals. And Alexander really made that clear to us yesterday. And that was part of what has become so incredibly, I think the word is sweet, harmonious, affirming, as even just the very beginning of our comprehension of this medicine journey of the heart, which is the energy of February. And it really started blending together yesterday and coming together. And of course it did, because it was the re-mind, free mind. So yesterday we had the blessing of not only freeing our mind, but it was a mirror of those we were with. Everyone was really in that moment of expanding beyond our own paradigms.
Well, and I love the spiritual blessing of this Mercury retrograde, because it's not just about having to repeat, redo. To remind is an invitation to remember that which you are here to do, or remember that which you have set into motion, and to be mindful that you are nourishing it and attending to it. Mercury is not here to stall your progress.
No, and if anything, it's to get it revved up. And missed opportunities are coming back together.
Yeah, have you noticed how there's been some really interesting spiral
reconnections,
or people, places, whatever.
We're going to talk about that in the energy flow in just a moment.
And so it's a fabulous time to reconnect, to remind, and to free your mind of the constrictions, which are the habits that keep you caught in perceptual loops.
So let's breathe that in. The habits that keep you caught in perceptual loops. So first and foremost, Shri, I want to connect. Which one are we showing them? Is this the facade photo?
This is the back facade of Bolo.
Oh, this is okay. Well,
see, there's right here. Let me get my finger.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I didn't know where we were. Now I know where we are.
You see, that's the back of the serpent.
Okay, so here's my finger. You see that? You see the vertebrae? Look at that. You see, those are vertebrae. This is the prophecy stone. This is this is a photo we were called to take this morning. So you see that? And you see how this beautiful serpent winds you down this entire stone. You see all that right here? And then this is actually, you see the cosmic highways, and you begin to see all the directions. This is where I was reading from. There's where some of the glyphs are. Shri, what else did you want to share?
Well, right up there.
Show me where.
See those squares? Those
right here.
Those are glyphs.
Those are actually like, think Mayan symbols, Mayan glyphology, although they're not Mayan, but each one of these is its own glyph. And you can really, when you're here and you put your hand on it, it's just quite powerful.
It's really one of those marvelous miracles that this rock actually still exists, because we're talking about a billion years worth of weathering.
Yeah.
And yet we can still feel the intentional energy that was set, and the entire site up there is vibrating well into the 500s on Hawkins scale, which is the zone of love and joy, which is the zone of automatic healing. When we can hold the frequency of love and joy in our hearts, our bodies go, oh, well, what's with this pain? Don't need it no more. You know, this is where the synergy between consciousness and vibration, that your vibrational state will sustain a state of health and well-being, and your health and well-being will inform your consciousness of what area in your life you're needing to bring some more love and consciousness to. So it's a wonderful synergy.
You know, it really is. And I want to go back to that balance of the ascended numerology. Here's why this is going to be so important. Shri, show us. All right, guys, I want you to look at, this is the 2021 concentric energy flows. This is that spiral time. And here you go. Really, just sit back. I heard a few of you going, whoa. Yeah, this is a whoa when you first really connect with it, which is why I wanted to show it to you full screen. And so, first of all, just breathe and relax. You are the eye. You're in the middle. And what's happening right now is, imagine if you started where you see the little Jan there for January. Imagine if you just started your eyes there and followed that loop all the way up to the top, down into the eye. Right now, in this moment, you are in the middle of the eye, getting ready to follow the down loop, bringing you up to where it says February, where you're going to come all the way back around and go a level deeper to connect with March. These are intersecting infinite energies that form the torus field of creation, thereby igniting the all-seeing eye, which is the 0 point of creation. We are in the month right now, this February, this moment, where our high heart is calling us to energize February. Imagine, if you will, that you could take that January, February right now and kind of pull them together and close this torus field. That's the incredible, I don't even have the words for it. Let me use the word importance of
Yes.
February, because the January-February seal, when these two come together and enter into that eye, it is as a mirror image. And right now, we are in the active Mercury retrograde of the Remind Free Mind that will officially go direct again at the end of February. However, it's not the end of the influence. That influence takes us into March, and it has to. And let me explain to you why. As you're looking at this right now, you see February. Well, the reason that February is so important, and many, is that it is a choice month for Ascension Energy. The choice we make, the way that we make that choice it's part of the 3-month cycle. This is the ready. February is the get ready. You're learning how to bring this all together. January was actually easy because we're learning concentric time. We're learning spiral time, but now we're calling it into infinite presence. And we do not complete that first infinite core until the end of February, when the unified field of January and February takes us into March. So the choice that we make in February brings us to the awareness, which is that energy of set, right? February is get ready. Be ready is really more accurate. March is set, okay? That's because it's an awareness month. You're going to bring the choice from the February, which is actually the January, February, into March with all of the greater awareness, with the energy of the yes to the one that you are. And then April is go. April is the I am. It is the experience, and it is where we begin to actually bring the grid of illumination forward and anchor it. And in the nick of time, because look at May, guys. Look at May before we put this chart down. You see that green energy there? We are being given right now this ready, set, go, because in May, the first harmonic wave is going to hit us, and it's going to hit us big, and it's going to feel like a tidal wave. And if you're ready for it, it's going to be you're going to amplify in ways you've never dreamed of. Yeah. May, you are going to shoot out of the cannon flying, or you are going to drown.
And we'll be talking more about that as we get closer, but that's going to really carry for a period of time.
That's why February is so important.
So, hey, guess what? You get to practice. Uh-huh. We get to practice being awake. We get to practice making choices and renewing our commitment when we slip.
Right.
The whole point of slipping, meaning, the judgmental mind will say, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, did you really? Or are you practicing your ability to pick yourself up?
Now let's break that in.
Are you practicing the ability to be more awake to your discernments and to catch things more quickly? Because we live in a world that is an intersection of so many energies, and you've got all your commitments and habits of the past intersecting with this emerging authenticity, your soul's energy coming forward saying, let's get into present time. Let's focus on creation. Let's be in service.
Right.
And meanwhile, you got all this stuff that you've set in motion from a lower state of consciousness intersecting with this. And it will take a little sorting, which happens naturally as long as your heart is in trust and that you are willing to keep moving forward. That's the steadfast commitment.
Breathe that in, because this month of choice, you're not going to see again until May. But February, March, April are literally ready, set, go. Ready. This is the month of the choice. And here's another thing that's just so important and profound. We are at a moment where 2021 is about healing the heart of humanity. Well, that is the medicine journey of the heart. That is more than the documentary title that we're making at the WWA event. The medicine journey of the heart is the unique journey that is unlike any other, because it takes you through the 5 bodies of consciousness to arrive at the still center of your eternal presence. And that energy ignites with the heartbeat of AVESA. Yeah. And how perfect that in just February 13th, you just got to love it.
There's
in
Valentine's
2 weeks,
Day
right there. Yeah, give you and your Valentine the ultimate gift. Ignite your AVESA heart. Whether or not you think you're a healer is irrelevant. This is about igniting the medicine journey of the heart. And the AVESA experience ignites the AVESA heartbeat. It gives you the gift of living the AVESA life, the ascended experience, where your consciousness is here, you have relaxed, and the creation is the law of instantaneous manifestation, sustaining every thought, every molecule, every experience, every serendipitous core. And that's a choice that's in front of you right now on so many levels. And I want you to just really breathe that in, because this is a conscious choice. And the next window for this type of conscious choice is going to be May, only here's what's so different. And Trey, I just want to put it up for a second again. Look at the flow. Look at the 2021 energy flow. The difference is that when the May choice comes, it's going to be like you're standing at the top of the hill and the monk just clashed the bell and you're right there.
Reverberating.
You are in the bell. What are you doing with it? Are you overwhelmed by it, or are you part of the first harmonic wave that's going to jettison a much greater gift of the medicine of the heart around the planet? That's why, yet one of many tick marks why February is so important, because that decision is actually being made now. And the next decision point is going to come when it's already here. So how blessed are we that we have February, March, April? Right? Then we go to March, which is going to be that set of our Ready, Set, Go, because it's an awareness month. So in this month of February, where we're anchoring that first infinite spin, right? The yoga of self-ascension, mastery of the yoga of self-ascension, remember, is the medicine journey of the heart. And so in that moment, in March, it is, of course, the time of balance, the middle of the cross. The 5 medicines of your ascended presence are up, down, left, right, center, ignition, the living energy of the living Ankh, the ecstatic presence. This is the eagle and the condor. This is the moment before us. This is why the Kanyari must be involved, because this is, as part of the medicine of the journey of the heart, this is about the living examples of how the medicine of the heart not only has been kept alive in the 3rd dimension by the Kanyari, but how those dimension slides are happening right now. And we had the privilege of literally living that up in Kanyar yesterday.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Kanyar is the province, or the state, you might refer to it as.
We border it right here.
Of the historical home place of the Kanyari.
They're actually the cultural and archaeological capital of Ecuador.
And this area, this canton and those areas, are in the high mountains. These people are used to cold. In fact,
it was chilly.
Their artisanal industries have a lot to do with weaving wool and llama fur and those kinds of things into different covers.
It was
and
so
they're
magical.
fabulous.
It was so magical.
And yeah, the wind blows, and when we play our little movie for you, you're going to hear a fair amount of wind in the microphone, and that's going to give you that sensation.
Yeah, we were at 10,000 minimum. We were at 10,000 feet all day, so we were up there.
Yeah. But what's wonderful is one of those moments where cold climate, warm hearts. The people we meet were all so sincere.
It was amazing, wasn't it, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I talk about Ingapurka, the radio of Ingapurka. That was kind of fun.
So we'll give you a little glimpse, and we'll take a peek at the movie in a little while. The glimpse is that in visiting, we were invited by this shaman, this lineage holder.
And we learned when we were there there that we really had to be invited. And this was really a privilege and an honor. And the good news is it did pave the way for us to be able to bring you there, which is going to blow your mind.
Yeah, and so Alexander invited us to come up. He said, I want to show you where we connect to our ancestors.
And he talked about visions that he had. And he was saying, Kira, I think you've had visions here. I've had visions of the two of you here. I need to bring you to this very sacred place. And what we learned and did not know was that within this province, there are areas that the indigenous, I believe it was in I forget the year, shame on me, but it was like 1998, they actually were able to take back, very much like a Native American reservation. And this is the land we were on. And I've never felt anything like this ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, so it's fabulous. Within the developed area,
what
there
an
were
honor
these
to be there.
Conserved zones that carry so much energy and so much history.
I kid you not, guys. When we got to the top, before we even started the ceremony with Alexander at the very top where it was very windy, huge faces were appearing and the visions were coming. And there were no artificial stimulants involved. The only thing that was happening was a gathering of extremely high consciousness.
Yeah. And so... we visited that first, honoring the ancestors, respecting those who had passed, and connecting to the legacy that these people are carrying in their spiritual DNA.
Extraordinary.
And when we completed that piece, we then went to a museum. And at the museum, they have a couple of buildings, and there's
fabulous, small but fabulous,
wonderful artifacts, and an honoring of the 5 different cultures within the overall area.
Now, this is what I found really fascinating. I mean, it's really a cultural museum. I mean, it's fascinating. So you wind up, they do like a spiral, which I thought was also fascinating, spiral stairwell to get up. And then you wander through literally what feels like a cave, like the snake, right? The Cañari snake. So they made the hallway, the serpiente. And then you learn about how within Cañar, the different Cañari people, like very much when we lived in Lake Atitlan, the Mayan had many different, like based on your repeal, you knew which Mayan area you came from. And what I found that Sri photographed was that the entrance to each one had a saying about the soul and the heart. And this is why the medicine journey of the heart is the moment at hand. The Cañari people have always been about the journey of the heart, the journey of the soul. And I love that you were taking pictures of all these beautiful sayings. And this really is part of February. And we found it so fascinating that we were there, of course, on this day of balance, day of creation, second chakra, as we are in February, right, coming into February in the Remind Free Mind. We were certainly freeing our mind yesterday.
Well, absolutely. And what a delight to be introduced to a living culture where they honor that this particular group was in charge of the weaving. And they specialized and perfected the techniques of the backstrap weaving, etc.
And stunning, oh my gosh.
And then you just go a few miles over here, and then this group is in charge of the straw and the hats and and vegetables, and another group is working more with animals.
And one group was musicians.
And one group was all about music.
Here's what I love. Their diorama, they're these fabulous, really, like you think they're going to talk, dioramas, really well done. But the diorama of this one group was the bar with all the bottles and the dancing, and they make the guitars and the instruments, and how beautiful, right?
Well, yes, and one of the lessons for us that were groomed in the quote Western world is the reconnection with the essential pieces of society, and the fact that there are beings who champion those elements, and that we now champion the champions. We honor them with our respect and our acknowledgement that you are making a contribution to the overall society, and you are loved and appreciated.
And what's interesting is we also learned about some of the levels of consciousness and some of the infighting. Even the curator of the curator of the museum. And it was all private. We were the only ones there, beautiful private tours. And he brought us and he said, well, these people are jealous of us. And then later on our way to the Incan baths, which, oh my gosh, felt like we were in Peru, right? I was this is Peru. Like, I absolutely was sure we were in Peru. And of course, it was an Incan, extraordinary, like a Roman baths for the Incans, phenomenal. But the complexity between the two tribes, and they're both Cañari, but I didn't know about that. So that was an interesting revelation as well. So the complexity of this moment, and it brings us to then the April Go experience that I want to talk about, because that's what April's going to be. April's going to be experience, and it's about I am and the building. We are literally being invited to build the grid of illumination. So we have so much to talk about all of that. And Sri, before we go any further, do we want to hear if we have some comments or questions from our audience?
Absolutely.
I'm seeing a lot of full phone lines.
But I'm still back with you when you said we're being invited to build the grid of illumination.
Well, thank you for being there.
I just want to pause there for a moment. That just as we talked about these members of society each contributing and being honored and respected for that, let's look at us as divine beings.
Yeah, let's do that.
Building a grid of light, illumination, a grid of reunion and reconnection, of well-being, of consciousness. There are many qualities associated. And we're going to talk more about that as we get a little further into this hour with you. However,
we are.
I just needed to pause there because we are living at an intersection moment.
Right now. And think of that cross of perfect balance, which we're going to talk a lot more about in a moment.
Because we're not sharing our visit to the Cañar and the Cañari people because we're offering you a history lesson. It's not about that. It's about an expansion of love and consciousness. It's about what are the living lessons here that will inform our hearts and help us unite as beings. Because there are the lesson of unity, the lesson of oneness was seated on this planet. It wasn't like we had to think this up. No. It's in your heart.
And we're living, how blessed are we get to live literally at the archaeological site, and you get to come and be here and be on that site. Yeah. And that is not an accident. It blows our mind every much as it blows yours. And we've had so many people come to kick the tires, so to speak, to make sure it's not full of crap. It's real. I had one person recently tell me, well, I get that you couldn't have stacked those rocks up. I have to admit, it never even entered my mind that somebody would even ask that question or think about that. And simultaneously, I was really grateful that if that question was there, that it could be honestly addressed. That's the gift. We are in the moment where all of this concentric dimensionality, all of this spiral time is coming together and saying yes. And yesterday what happened in Cañar, and then waking up and going literally right up, we got up, we had breakfast, we ran right up the hill, we were up there until we came down, had lunch, and got ready for the show. There is a magic, a weaving, an unfoldment, and it's the medicine journey of the heart. And that is, Shri, I have another slide I'd like you to put up before we give our first caller a hello here. But I want to talk about, this is the medicine journey. And the medicine journey is the yoga of self-ascension mastery. And, Sri and I have already talked about this. What's important to recognize is that it begins with the heartbeat of AVESA, which is beginning in February. Get to our website, triandkara.com, register. The journey, this year-long journey, is a medicine journey of the heart. And this medicine journey of the heart, we're revealing a little more of those components today because February is the time to reveal them. It's about not only remembering who you are, but living the law of manifestation as your being. And the only way you can do that is if you understand how to ignite the 5 medicines of your ascended eternal presence. These 5 medicines exist within us all. Yet these 5 medicines have been hidden, they have been abused, they have been misunderstood, they have been manipulated, we have self-sabotaged around them. But these 5 medicines are here for us to claim. We are at the moment where all of the sacred medicine is coming forward. And this is why Shri and I are offering this year-long journey. This is the medicine journey of the heart. That is what the Self-Ascension Mastery experience is. That is what the Yoga of Self-Ascension Mastery offers you. it brings you to that divine center. And Sri, let's show them. I want to show you guys the 5 medicines. And then again, jump into the phone lines. And if you have a comment or question, let us know. Press *5 if you're in over at Oneness Talk Radio at 517-208-1500. And if you're over at the toll-free number, if you would let our producer know, hey, I do have a comment or question. So here we are. Is that up now, Sri?
Yeah.
Okay. These are the 5 bodies of the expanded ascended presence. It's and we call it together through this medicine journey of the eternal heart, of the ascended heart. We are in the year where we are healing the heart of humanity, where we know we must go beyond our own consciousness. And so this is the moment where the 5 bodies of the expanded ascended presence are ready to be ignited. And it begins with the medicine of the physical body and the medicine of the emotional body, the medicine of the mental body, the medicine of the spiritual body, which brings us to the medicine of consciousness. And the medicine of the physical body, as part of our expanded ascended presence, is the ignition of the AVESA breath, the ignition of the AVESA heartbeat that ignites the medicine of the physical body to be receptive to that which Mother Gaia offers. Often we are so toxic, either in one of these other bodies or in the way we're eating or whatever, that which can normally assist us, we don't even recognize. And so we must free our consciousness, because at the end of the day, it is the medicine of consciousness. And I want to read this quote from Zadkiel. Sri, would you like to read it?
Sure.
Let's bring our hands to our heart, because everything around this is about Archangel Zadkiel and the shield of Zadkiel and how these 5 bodies of the expanded presence have been there waiting for you to remember.
Well, just take a breath and bring a hand to your heart. What if you chose to believe that everything in your world was perfect, as is, right now? What if you implicitly trusted your inner guidance system to produce the words and actions needed in any situation you found yourself? What if every moment was guided by the one who truly loved you?
Now, what if every moment was guided by the one who truly loved you? That's you. That's your mastery yoga of self-ascended presence. That is the moment where the higher essence, the full ascended being that you are, is in divine connection, in sacred union with this body of form. When that moment happens, all of the 5 bodies become the cross of perfect balance. And in the still center is where the medicine of consciousness literally erupts and breaks us free. That is the February journey right in front of us. That is the year in front of us. That is the concentric dimensionality in front of us. It is the beat within the beat within the beat within the beat. It is following ourselves into that beautiful gift where we anchor the truth of who we are. February is the moment where the medicine journey of that divine heart really amplifies, because the January, right? Remember that this January was what? It was experience. The January experience is now at that eye, you are, that all-seeing eye, that movement, that pivot point, creating the February loop that together are going to bring us into even greater speed by the time we get to March, which is why the equinox is so important. So really a profound moment, Shrey.
Well, absolutely. And that March equinox is truly a balancing point, a pivot point, a launching point that can sustain that which we have co-created with sincerity, love, and presence, or it can also plummet us a bit.
Woo!
And so humanity is yearning for that balance.
That's the word.
And we invite you to be part of that, to join us. Go visit wwaglobal.com, learn about the March event. There's more stuff coming to the website soon, yes.
Okay.
And you can learn how to either come on down here to Ecuador and join us in person.
We still have space here on site.
And be part of this Kenyari ceremonies and the live presentations, or pick us up online and join as a virtual attendee. You have options.
And we have more options for those of you that are going to be staying here. Remember, staying here is whether your casita is on site or at the off-site, beautiful little space that we provide all your daily to and from with. The stuff that's going to be happening here that's only for the on-site residents is going to be mind-blowing. We will be filming as much of it as we can, but we won't be able to film all of it due to its sacred nature. And that was part of what revealed yesterday. Yeah. So, Sri, let's go to the phone lines. Let's start where we have someone here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, over at Oneness Talk Radio, we have some folks standing by. Why don't we go to Boise, Idaho?
Okay, we're going to Boise, Idaho. Hey, Boise, Idaho.
Oh, no. Really?
Really?
Oh, hey.
Yes, really.
Oh, yes. It's Midge.
Hey, Midge. Wow.
Welcome.
Well, Midge was just here, guys.
Well, I'm just watching you on another screen, so and talking to you on my phone. So this is awesome.
That's really
fun before.
Yeah. Wow. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted you to know that I feel so invited to be part of your energy for lots of reasons. One, that I just got back and I've spent an entire week just sitting, waiting for the energy to come in again. And I'm hoping that this trip that you made up to the Canaries is outdoor. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing it today. So anyway, I just got online. I didn't really have any intention other than to say hello and thank you for such a wonderful journey in the last month in Tosa. I truly know that it's changed my life. And thanks for being part of my life again.
Well, you are welcome. And Midge, I don't think it's any accident you're our first caller and that you got through today and that we're talking about the medicine journey of the heart, because today, and this is the stone, we found your little jade heart that you had left on the prophecy stone. And so today, literally today, I took that jade heart that was still right at the top of this up here on this stone, and I put it on the big main altar up there. I heard that it was ready to take that energy and move to the big main altar. And I did that just this morning. And I was the one that was right here on the prophecy stone that handed that jade heart to Sri, and you put it on the altar, on the main altar. So,
I did.
Yeah. So I don't think it's an accident you're our first caller. I think your affirmation of what's happening.
A heart connection.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is a very big heart connection. And thank you for spearheading this, because coming back into this density has been, needless to say, probably the most difficult thing I've done in a long time.
I feel it. Yeah, I feel you, honey. Yeah. Wow. Whew.
Well, we offer you a hug of encouragement, and we know that you are moving forward.
I know I've got my arms around you in person again in a really quick period of time, and until then, we've got them around you in spirit, that's for sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, sweetheart. Namaste.
And hopefully I see you at the equinox.
I'm counting on it. Counting on it.
Please come back. All right. Bye-bye for now.
Bye, sweetheart. All right. Well, Sri, how about we go over to BBS Radio?
Yeah. Hi. We're going to go over to BBS, and it looks like we have a first-time caller on line 1. We'll say hi to Chico from Connecticut.
Hey, namaste, beloved one. Welcome.
Oh. Hello, Sui and Kira.
Hi, Angel.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
You sound great.
Oh, thank you so much. I wanted to say hi directly, and I finally reached you.
Yes, you have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
We're glad you're here.
Thank you so much. So I have been listening to you for several years, and every time I see you very energetic, affectionate figures, it's really cheered me up and went through. And now I feel a turning point in spiritual way in many ways. So I more try to be who I am, try to find myself deep inside, hidden, probably.
Yeah.
Well, Angel, first and foremost, I just want to share with you that I feel your heart so deeply. Here we are today talking about February and this medicine journey of the heart ignition and all of this beautiful energy. And I'm also feeling your third chakra, actually, like it's right really between more like the ribs. And I'm putting my hand there right now. And the only thing I keep hearing, there's all these, it's so beautiful. There's like all these Buddhas behind you, like all of the Buddhas are behind you. Then around the Buddhas, I'm seeing like all of these ascended master presences. And then they're all looking like they're lotuses. It's like you're sitting in the middle of the lotus and you're sitting there, and it's not that you're hiding. It's just like you're sitting there looking. Like you're in the middle of the lotus and you're looking all around you, and they're all looking at you and they're saying, you're already flying. Look up. Just look up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you look up, you will see that the guidance you have sought has already manifested before you. And that which you are is taking you to the next level. Pay attention to everything that you're connecting to. Follow through and breathe, 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 breathe. As I connect with you again, it's almost like I feel like there's a string attached to your third chakra, and it's like trying to be pulled out of your throat right now. And given that we're in the year of freeing our voice, and it's today, January 31, it's like all that you are is saying, all right, I'm going to exhale. And then I'm going to inhale me. And I'm going to say, you know what? I am what I know I am. And so from me to you, my love, I am as you are. And I am grateful for the mirror before us all right now that is known as you in this moment right now. Thank you for being on the planet.
Much love to you.
Thank you so much. I'm originally from Japan, but I feel that when English abilities made me go into this, tap into the spiritual world that I have. Thank you so much.
Mwah.
Bye-bye.
We love you, honey. Namaste. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, let's breathe. Everyone, wow, let's just breathe down into our belly. And I want to go a little bit deeper into what's happening in February. So Shri, let's put up the February Uplevel calendar. You guys ready? February Uplevel calendar, here it comes. Whoo, let's breathe this baby in, huh? All right, so first and foremost, let's look at that beautiful comment at the top. This is from the Cosmic Essie Na. Shri, you want to read that?
Yeah, let's take a breath. It's so simple and profound. Through great presence, you find beauty.
Now really breathe that in. I want to hear that again, Shri. Let's hear that one again.
Through great presence, you find beauty.
Now, as we breathe that in, we see that February 2021 is Ascended Numerology Code 9. It is a 9 month, which really is, we're going directly from that 6 to the 9, remember? So it's like this big swing. We're going to go boom. And if you look at the calendar, it is another month of Wednesdays. It had to be. It had to be another month of Wednesdays because February is what? We're sealing the first infinite spiral. So it's the balance, right? It's both sides. Shri often talks about it as the propeller that spins because of the center. So not only are we having these Wednesdays, which is the center of the linear time experience, we are being called to the center of our heart. We are right now, we have just started the Remind Free Mind, and this is going to be really moving up until February 11th when that illuminated new moon is going to give us a bump, but it's going to hit on the 19th. On the 19th, we have not only the completion of Mercury, we also have an up-level moment. And then it stacks. You see how we have the row of the Wednesdays, but then you see you go 11, 19, 27. It almost looks like a pyramid energy. Remember that all of this energy is mirroring itself. So that means 9, 15, and 21 are also doing the same thing. And it's again going to be about the energy of choice, and more choice. Just when you think you've made enough choice. And it's going to be that month where Everything around you, all of your choices are going to be put in front of you. However, I want to dive into this Remind Free Mind because it's part of the medicine journey of the heart. As we go through the 5 beautiful bodies of our expanded ascended presence, those medicines, the medicine journey that we are taking, part of the medicine of the physical body is the way that we begin working with all of the medicines of Gaia. We need to be able to transcend the conscious experience of the medicine of the physical body to become the medicine, so that the physical body itself is the medicine. It is the alchemical blessing. We are, if I was standing in the position of the living Ankh, right? We are the cross of perfect balance. And in our center, that medicine of consciousness is where we explode into the ascended presence. The medicine journey of the heart is the most unique medicine journey you will ever take because it goes outside the limitations of the perceptions. And it must begin with the physical, beautiful medicine of the physical body. And that is right now. That is February. And it brings us back to this medicine journey of the heart and this energy of February that's saying, look, in the Remind Free Mind, in the retrograde that's going to carry us through 19 days of a short month, so basically most of the month, where we'll still be in the other part of this energy, we're being called into balance, we're being called into balance, we're being called into balance, and we're being invited to literally have our 5 screens. I've always described it as the 5 screens. So imagine your 5 screens are the conscious awareness of your medicine of the physical body, medicine of the emotional body, medicine of the mental body, medicine of the spiritual body, offering you in the middle this medicine of consciousness that's radiating into all of them. Mm-hmm. So I want you to breathe that in because this is that important. That is the year before us. That is the journey. That is how healing the heart of humanity is offered, and that grid of illumination is built.
Yeah. And the medicine of the heart, in its most basic understanding, is the medicine of reunification.
There it is, the 5 bodies as one. Absolutely.
And consider for a moment how many people, and I'm sure you can relate to this, have struggled in your path, wanting to belong, wanting to be loved, wanting to experience wholesome intimacy, wanting to be reunified with that which you know exists, but somehow has just fallen a little, it's just out there a little ways. And that stimulated a whole momentum called seeking.
Right.
That so many beings have been seeking, studying, learning this, learning that, going here, going there, when it's been with you. And of course, many lovely masters have said this, it's already inside you. But we still have to prove it to ourselves, do we not?
And that's the gift of things like this, right? This is undeniable proof, guys, right? And this is we're putting out as much undeniable proof as we can. That's the third dimensional. Yeah. And then that calls us together. And then when we come together in the third dimension, and I think you and I are a good example of that, Shri and I, independently, before we activated agreements for this lifetime, we were on our trajectory, but then when we came together, we expanded. Mm-hmm. And so, and when we all come together and we start expanding, when we sit at that round crystalline buffet table of mastery and we each walk in and claim our chair, that's when that cross of equilateral experience from the center bursts forward, and those 5 screens open up the next 10, open up the next 20. That's the moment of February. What are we putting into this infinite motion? Remember, everything's going into this infinite spin. What are we putting into an infinite spin that's going to support the open torsion field that is the 0 point creation in a moment where outside of linear time is where it's all happening, which is why so many are being pushed to stop. Mm-hmm. At a moment where your greatest power is coming in is the moment where everything will try to stop you and get in your way. And we're watching this happen. We're working with an organization right now where our presence is pushing them, and they're really having to look at themselves. And we've decided that we're not going to compromise. We're not going to change who we are. And so it's just a fascinating moment to see how that's going to unfold. And for you to know that the interface of your ascended presence with that which is getting into the re-mind aspect of right now, see, the free mind is insane. Mm-hmm. It is the two together. It's the re-mind, free mind that has the left brain relaxed enough to trust the you that is coming together to hold that mastery presence. And again, join us. Let us walk together through this very important year. And join, get a hold of Monday Magic. Go to ShriandKara.com. Register for that. Discover the journey. Get on the journey. Join the Medicine of the Heart journey. Be there with us. Yeah. Learn about this. And then let us together build that grid of illumination.
And this journey, and I want to speak to this a little more, the journeys that we are co-creating with you have, at first glance, appear to be two different streams, but they're actually quite connected.
Yeah.
And so one of the pathways is to support the healer within.
Yes.
However, the healer within ultimately is supported through an ascension or an upleveling of their consciousness, which ties to the parallel journey, which is about the yoga of self-ascension. And as we master the art of ascended living, we also master our capacity to be of greater service and healing energy to others.
Yeah, we do.
And so, but because the healing journey to unification is one that I have walked and I love very much, I want to speak to this a little further. AVESA quantum healing was first brought back to the planet through Master Lady Kira Ra in synergy with Helena Blavatsky. And we're not going to tell you the whole story of that today. However, I want to honor Madam Helena Blavatsky as I honor my own beloved here, Kira Ra, because together in this presence activated a soul recognition in me. And that Kira and I began to share AVESA, and that this reconnection to the essence of healing, which is a connection to the divine infinite essence.
The heartbeat of your soul.
The heartbeat of the universe.
Yeah.
And I studied many energy healing techniques some years ago before I met Kira.
He mastered them. He had diplomas in all of them. He didn't just study. He mastered.
And I was one of these people that was had a lot of drive, curiosity, and applied my intelligence to I want to get everything I can from this. And I learned a lot of energy techniques because it was the natural evolution. How many of you, you would go to a medical doctor, the traditional allopathic, and it wasn't quite getting there, and then you might try herbology, or you might try acupuncture, or
any of it.
You might go on to Reiki. It's an ever-refining search, an ever-refining subtlety. As your consciousness lifts, we begin to find that each of these techniques has value, and they have a zone of effectiveness, so to speak. And to the ascending being, the zone of effectiveness is an ever-refining experience.
Well, this goes back to the 5 medicines as well, because as you have that ever-refining experience, things, when your consciousness is at a level of evolutionary acceptance, suddenly things that didn't work before are working really well.
Well, I'll give you an example of that. Years ago, I had a friend who was a Reiki master, and I had not yet awoken to that, and she handed me a bottle of flower essences to assist me with something, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. A couple of years later, it worked like, aces. It just worked beautifully. And what had changed?
Frequency,
me.
Consciousness.
And so what I began to notice, and I'm sure many of you have experienced
ultimate healer.
This, is that flower essences are a subtle therapy.
Yep.
They may not work well in the masses, in the consciousness of the masses, because it's a densified energy.
Exactly.
But as those beings begin to lift and expand, then this intervention has more potency, effectiveness, and is more beautiful and applicable.
And I want to say, Sri, that this also applies on, for example, when we have people that walk our mountain trail, archaeologists that only are versed in the past 2,500 years, they go right by the most valuable things that we have here. Yet when the Kanyari came, they were like a beeline. They knew exactly what they were looking at.
Because
same thing.
They were
looking at it with the frequency of their conscious heart.
So this brings me back to what I began chatting with you about in this moment, which was AVESA.
There it is.
The AVESA energy balancing technique is a technique that invites your consciousness and the physical training that's involved to assist another being to experience the ascended state.
Yep.
Now, the ascended state is a state of being that we all have, know, and can be, because it's who you are.
And most likely have touched at some point.
And we've invested so much of our lives in conformity, in density, in working through that which we were given. And what we were given were a lot of limiting beliefs and a lot of energies that are no longer applicable to the state of evolution that you are experiencing. Thus, the need to find a different tribe, the need to expand one's discernments. So AVESA, one of the beautiful things about the AVESA energy balancing training is it will awaken in you the capacity to help awaken in others the ascended state of being. And from that state of being, then there are various other energy interventions that can happen, which will help anchor healing for the client. Now, the client could be your spouse, the client could be your family, or it could be a professional practice. The key here is that AVESA quantum healing is just that. It works in the quantum field. And this is an energy modality that is not based upon a paradigm which is fading. It's based upon a paradigm that is emerging as the standard in our consciousness.
And that's the ultimate healing, right?
Yes.
The ultimate immunity, the ultimate vaccine, the ultimate booster is your consciousness. That's why your consciousness is always assaulted. That's why your consciousness is, if there is a war, it is a war on consciousness. And this is why you're seeing things like socialism that's extreme, fascism, other forms of dictatorships. That's why you're seeing in this deep need to understand the medicine of the physical body. This is why the ultimate medicine journey is the medicine journey of the heart. That is what the yoga of self-ascension mastery offers you. And Shri, I want to go back to yesterday, and I want to go back to where we are now. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I had one more little thing I want to get. I'm trying to hold it in my mind before I float away. And that is that for those of you that are uncertain, please go to the website and read about the AVESA energy balancing. Read about these 3 journeys
just be there.
that we've offered. And
grab one, go. But start in February. This is the month.
We're starting in just a couple of weeks on the AVESA balancing. So if you're unsure, just enroll for that. And if you want to get rolling on the full year's commitment, we can roll that into your full year. And you can discover how grand this medicine journey really is.
Yeah. Because we're going to take you through all 5 medicines this year, culminating with the 5th medicine on New Year's Eve, because New Year's Eve is happening. This incredible concentric time wheel that we're in is going to just make this year amazing. And so that will be the final medicine, which will be the medicine of consciousness, the divine ignition of the diamond ray. This is the year. This is why Shri and I were called to do it this year. Profound. February is the month that ignites the first spiral of infinite connection. It's a choice, and we won't see this choice again until May. And when we see this choice again, we're sitting in the middle of the big bell. What are we going to do with that harmonic call? Because that's going to be the biggest one of the year, and it's going to be huge, and it's going to be like a boom, and that's coming in May. How are we preparing? We are ready in February. We are set in March. We are go in April. And this is the gift of true divine illumination. It is the way these synergies are coming together. Being up in the Kanyar province yesterday, being really deep within the home world and having lunch in their home and being with these beautiful people has only confirmed one thing for Shri and I. This is obviously why we took the journey we did. This is obviously why everything that has happened so that we would be ready when this moment came. We are consciously aware, as I know you are right now. We have all surfed into this time experience. Let go of linear time, especially those of you that were with us on all the time surfing that we did as with lineage holders. We chose to be in this moment. So what are we going to do about it? Are you going to jump away again? Because you can do that. Or are you going to stay here and say, okay, If I'm connecting right now, if we're part of this experience, then I know we consciously chose to be here. Whether it's the first time you've ever connected with us or the millionth, right? Whether you've been with us for the past 19 years, as we've just started our 19th cycle with all of you, or whether you're just with us 19 minutes, this is the moment. And so in this moment, what are you going to do? We know, Shri and I know, that the only reason we're still alive is because we're in this slice of time with you right now. And we are consciously aware that other moments where we have known each other in what we would call the past, those have completed and we're no longer on the planet. All of us, not just Shri and I, all of us that are connecting right now are here right now because we are at a moment where consciousness is being invited to expand beyond itself, where we have never gone before. And this time we know it. We have a moment to get out of our own Groundhog Day experience, right? How many more days do we want to wake up being the only one who's aware that we're doing this again? We are in the moment right now where all of us are aware and we're ready. So let's do this. The only limitation is our own belief system.
Yes.
And this is what I believe the Kanyari unification that's coming forward is about, and about this documentary, which is The Medicine Journey of the Heart. It's about the unification of the eagle and the condor in the presence of the 5 bodies of the medicine of our conscious evolution. Mm-hmm. And that the Kanyari have held this in form. The crystalline ones that are here are calling it in. The bridge has come together. wwaglobal.com. Be there, meet these people and more. And we're going to take you on a journey of what happened yesterday. And when we come back, we're going to expand that even more.
All right. Well, let me find it. Here we go. Is that it?
No, that's a
okay. Where is
Kanyar movie?
There it is.
All right.
Okay, beloveds. We'll be right back after you enjoy this film.
We're going to enjoy it too.
We're in Kanyar right now.
This is why there's this unifying presence of the Kanyari. Because what we even see right here in this statue, as we are in Kanyar, in Kanyari territory, what this statue is showing us is the absolute confirmation of oneness. So you see how all of the elements are coming together, just as they have in every other tradition. And I love how they have the birthing. You see, this is birth. And then sending out the sound, right? The harmonic of the universe. And this stands at the entrance of Kanyar. And of course, this is the home of our dear Kanyari brethren that we're going to go see today. Well, look, see? The bird woman. That's their iconography.
Yeah.
Love it.
Making a transition here.
Incredible.
Primera es la cultura nativa, luego la takashapa y luego aparece la cañari.
All right, we're going to walk up here. This is wonderful.
Ella se llama
Pati? Oh, Pati.
Este no es suave que esto.
Aquí? So, y...
Cabeza de hueso.
Ah, ¿y aquí?
Esto es
¿Cerámicas?
sí, señora. Es pequeñitas.
Muy antigua?
Sí, este se rompe.
These are so, look at this. So you're looking at ancient, you see the left of the designs, there's many here. And so they're hot. You can feel the heat, and it's a cold day, it's not sun. But you see, look. Look at that.
Huesos de los encuentros siempre de los cañaris con los incas.
So this was the site of the war between the Inca and the Kanyari, and that's why there's all the bones and everything here. And he was saying over here, and then over there also were battle sites where there's just massive graves and lots of bones and evidence of the wars.
And here we have a bone.
Right, exactly.
Right there.
Yep.
Wow.
And then right here, look, next to more bones, but look at the beauty of that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. This is a blessing from God. My God, and feel this. I wish you could feel this right now. Wow, look at that. And we're just walking, and we've been blessed with access to bring people here. We can actually bring you here. This is land that they have their own government, they are independent, they are outside of any, like being on Native American land in the United States, and we are so blessed and honored, oh my God, to be here. The energy's incredible. Wow, I feel like I don't want to put it down, I don't want anybody to hurt it. Like they just all feel like authors, don't they?
Yeah.
Look, they're just everywhere.
You found a shell.
Yeah. So that was either money or jewelry.
That's what they use for money, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
My guess is jewelry by this. You see this? Mm-hmm. I suspect that it was probably a bead, that there was probably more to it, but this was most likely probably jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what this is like to be touching this? Mm-hmm. I mean, we're touching thousands and thousands of years of history, and it's everywhere. And this just feels so sacred. And so we've been building little altars as we go up. Yeah, that feels better, doesn't it? It's like we're releasing the energy.
Aquí cuentan que dentro de esto es un templo. Y cuando los españoles venían, cargaron toda la tierra para hacer este lugar.
This is all from where we just were. Look at that. Look at the complexity of that. And the stone. Woman with the, do you see that? Shoo. Yeah. Fascinating. I love their mysticism. It's just so perfect. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Yeah. And drenajes?
Yes.
Yeah.
No siento mucha conexión.
Yeah. No. Sí, no, exactamente, es diferente energía.
Entonces, me ha tocado ahora en este tiempo ser el custodio, porque aquí anteriormente he estado 8, vuelta 8, y va pasando de generación en generación. It's time now to guard this place.
He's even got his own tobacco.
Got tobacco here.
Los arcillos.
Ya tenemos. ¿Este?
¿Sí tienen?
Sí, muchas.
¿En este color?
Sí.
Oh,
ya.
Esa es la para el corazón. Estos son los la pena. Es un icto, araña.
So this is like their medicine house.
Oh, beautiful.
Me caliento ahí afuera en el fuego unas poquitas piedritas.
Sí, and look at that.
Le pongo, le cierro
Oh, yeah.
This is
tranquilo,
the
por
cross.
hora,
Look at this.
normal, sentaditos, haciendo medicina, de
Oh,
sale,
este es excelente. Sí, wow.
madera,
Ajá.
con goma y le fue dando.
Ah, sí, okay, sí. Yeah, so they took it. So cada persona 1 hora.
2 horas, dependiendo.
Wow,
de lo que se vaya a hacer.
excelente.
Escucharle primero.
So, ya sí.
Y mientras me doblan, entonces ya voy viendo qué plantas tengo que ir de abajo.
Sí.
De abajo es el altar ya ceremonial. Entonces yo ya me va dando lo que va diciendo y entonces ya voy viendo qué tengo que preparar, qué botella debo usar, voy y traigo ya para Sakyamuni, el Guru Rinpoche es uno de mis impulsores. ¿Cuál es el tipo de ahí está ahorita.
Oh, yeah.
This is Stanley Hall. You know, so he has copies of all the ancient books. There's a reason we met.
Yeah.
This is a deeper connection than I thought.
No sé, eso se termina.
Ay. Oh.
Sí, esta es la falla de 15 kilómetros.
Wow.
Ya es para las ceremonias, ¿no?
Oh, wow.
Sí.
El temazcal está acá, bueno, está armado porque anoche tuvimos ceremonia.
Excelente. Wow. I just want to say, wow, Bria Rose, you rock. So, you know, Bria was with us and made all of that film and put all of that together. And I hope and trust with all my heart that you guys enjoyed that as much as we enjoyed. And these are the people you're going to get to meet. And those are the places we can now bring you. Oh, my goodness gracious. So exciting.
Yeah. So thank you, Bria, for taking all the various footages and clipping it down into a wonderful experience.
And there's a lot that you have not seen yet. There was so much that happened. One of the things that happened, which was very similar, last time this happened to Sri and I was when we were in Washington, D.C. And it very much, we were in another capital because we really were kind of in the capital of the indigenous territory of the Highland Mountains and of the high Andes. And while we were at the museum, and again, we had this private tour and we came out, Sri and I had just been shown this other temple that was there that it was very sweet because Alexander said, hey, he didn't show you this, but it was another massive temple site. And two things happened. The first thing that happened was when we were at the top, and it very much looked like one of those, kind of like a tikal type, high incline step, the way they had done it, very much like our Chichen Itza style. When we looked to the left, do you want to tell me about the two beautiful young women? It was just, my heart was so beautiful, and I think Bria might have gotten a picture.
So this, just to give you a little backdrop.
It was just so beautiful, we have to share.
We're at a public site where they have the two different museum buildings and that
big snake.
The big pond, it wasn't full of water.
And he said they fill it with water and the kids swim in there.
You know, and then there was this pyramid energy off to the side, and we realized we were at the top of a mound. And so we went to the very apex and we're looking down. And
it was a mound.
We're seeing this little public kind of picnic area on the side, and these young ladies all dressed in white.
And in beautiful, like ornate, hand-done Kanyari weaving. I mean, stunning.
It was basically their party to welcome them to the community of women.
They're now able to marry. They are now, of age.
So it was their coming out party, and they were there in the center receiving flowers, and there was a guitar playing, and some of the young men were singing to them, and then there were the young men. Those must
be the men who were of age.
The other young men are kind of anxiously going, oh.
It was so, but it was so like you had tears in your eyes because of there was such. The only word I want to use is innocence, and such sweetness, and such honoring and such presence. And it was really quite beautiful to capture that divine feminine honoring in that moment, that of all the ceremonies we were witnessing, it was one that was really honoring the divine feminine, and that was being done with so much love and family involvement. It was really quite beautiful.
There was great respect.
Exactly.
And beauty.
Yeah. So that was the first thing that happened. And then after we had that beautiful witnessing, and we were trying to be very non-obtrusive and not let them know we were looking, even though my heart was like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. When we came down the side of the pyramid, Edwin and Alexander started walking the other way, and Bria was kind of walking the other way, and this man comes up to us, and they're all getting nervous, like, what does this man want from Sri and Kira? And he starts engaging us, right?
He was a lovely man, asking, where are you from? What do you think of what you're seeing? And,
right.
And when he heard that we were originally from North America, the United States, and that we've been in South America now for since 12 years.
And that we love Ecuador.
And that we love Ecuador. He said, wait a minute, I've got to go get my recorder for my radio show. Do you mind waiting?
So he runs to his car. Meanwhile, Edwin and Alexander are like, oh my God, who is this man? And I'm like, Bria, get over here. I think this guy just said he's going to interview us for the radio station. Well, it turns out that's exactly what it was. And so he came up to us, and this is where it was exactly like in Washington, D.C. The last time this happened to us, it was the local news, and it was in Washington, D.C. during a very tumultuous time, and Sri and I were appearing there at a conference, and we were picked up by a radio station who literally came running up to us and asked us our opinion on a couple things. And so that was the last time that spontaneous put you on the air happened. And this was so cute because it was like the heart of Ingapurka Radio is the name of it.
Ingapurka Radio.
Like Ingapurka Radio, we were going to be on that night. And here's what's even cuter. On the way home, because we had to go by Ingapurka. Remember, this is up where Ingapurka is, the only divine feminine temple in the entire world down here, in this Incan world. On the way home, we passed the station, and it's the cutest station you've ever seen in your life. It's this huge tower and this
one
little
big
building.
Tower, a little white building. It
And
says,
this is the voice of Ingapurka. And we were just like, oh my gosh. So I wanted to share that with you because we thought it was very fun that our voices are transcendent, that regardless of where we are, who we are, when we radiate, when we walk with the presence of our authenticity, that's that law of instantaneous manifestation, right? Yeah.
Well, and it was an opportunity to offer sincerity and appreciation to the locals who are conserving. They're taking, I think many generations go through this. There's a period of trying to integrate into a new modern life and then losing touch with what was good, wholesome, and pure in the essential traditions. And that certainly the Kanyari had this experience, and they had to go back and reclaim some of their land and put boundaries around it so that it would be respected or at least not trampled.
I think that's a really important point, especially for right now in February as we're on this medicine journey of the heart, which is you gotta take a stand.
Yeah.
At some point, the empowered thing to do is to take a stand. And this is why learning about the medicine of the emotional body is so important, because at some point you have to take a stand with your emotional body. And in order to do that, you're unable to even free yourself to experience the medicine of the mental body. Because at the end of the day, it is this unified presence of all of that freedom. And so taking a stand begins, and what the Kanyari said was, look, that what you saw in the video there, and there is a whole video around that, we were literally picking up, the things in museums that are under glass cases, it was like when we first went into Myanmar. The first time you're in that field of temples in Myanmar, there's nothing to describe it because it's overwhelming. No matter how well traveled you are, it's overwhelming how many they are, right?
Yeah.
That was
hundreds of temples.
Right. It was the same feeling.
Yeah.
It was like I had just arrived at the field of temples in Myanmar, and the first thing I heard was the screaming. There was a lot of death that had happened there. And the instantaneous moment of just, and then the lack of consciousness, all of the holes that you see, and this is a whole other film that we're putting together. All of the holes that you saw there are from those that were trying to steal from it.
People who would excavate down looking for
gold
jewelry
or silver
or whatever.
And if they didn't find it, part of the reason that there's so much of this destroyed, beautiful
shards of
pottery is because they would just throw it. They were just going crazy. Look, where's the gold? Where's the gold? Where's the gold? And so it really is a monument to the many levels of consciousness of man, to the level of consciousness to how it even got built, the level of consciousness that tried to invade it, the level of consciousness that is now protecting it, and the level of consciousness it took to once more call it into its highest state. It's a living, walking journey of consciousness. Mm-hmm. It really is. And that's how it felt yesterday. I felt like we were walking through a field of consciousness, and we're literally walking on these pottery shards. There was a little cave at one point, and there were femur bones, spine bones. You know, the dog, the little puppy, comes up with a bone. It's like, no, please put this back. You know,
thousands of people have
It's like walking into an archaeological site that's been pre-dug and said, okay, now we're at the part where everything is, go. I mean, I was careful where I walked. Shards and things, picking them up. It's a living site, and thank God they were giving control back of it.
Yeah. Because boundaries are an interesting phenomenon at the
Sometimes
basis
we have
level
to
to the most sophisticated level.
Yep.
In order to have thought, in order to have initiative and energy and creation, you have to create parameters for the energy to flow.
Right.
Those parameters at the most subtle level are where do you put your attention, and how does the energy flow. And at the emotional level, there's boundaries as well. And it's same at the physical level. And so these are cultivated through discernment. Through loving discernment, hopefully.
Always. And, you know, speaking of loving discernment, I want to go ahead and show you once more the Ascended Numerology for February, because this is where our bodies, everything you were sharing right now, Shri. So remember, we're actually in that 6 right now. Let's look at the body. We're in that 6 where Mercury retrograde is. That's where we are right now. Tomorrow, we're going to shoot up to the high heart. And then we're going to, in one breath, you're going to go from a moment of being in this beingness right up into the high heart. Then you're going to go to your throat, that 5, back out to the infinite, where you're going to come back into the throat again, where you're going to go back out to the infinite, where we are all hanging in the energy of that creation and balance until we zoom into the 9 on the 11th. It is a illuminated new moon Uplevel February 11, and that is where the 9, and where does the 9 take us yet again? The high heart. It's also the overarching energy of February. February is about the high heart. February is the month where the journey, the medicine journey of the heart is right now. And in that medicine journey, you discover the 5 medicines that are your sacred pouch. You know, Shri, the one thing that we don't have that I wish we would have grabbed was, why don't you tell them what happened? And that's part of another video, but I think we should give you kind of the fun ending. Go ahead.
Well, Alexander, as the lineage holder, was offering respect to Kira and I for the lineage holders that we are.
And this was at their most sacred site in their whole Kanyar world, on top of this turtle mountain.
Yeah, and on top of the turtle, there is an altar
where you saw a little film.
And the 4 sacred stones, and he was conducting a ceremony up there and offering tobacco and alcohol and clearing and
it's phenomenal.
And then
the visions.
As we were in the thick of that energy of that ceremony, he took off the medicine pouch that he was wearing and offered smoke and cleansing to it, and then presented it to me.
Put it on him.
And in that was an acknowledgement of our brotherhood, an acknowledgement of carrying the torch, so to speak, of being a Taita. And being one that is carrying the medicine that will support the families and the children and those who are coming, and each other. And it was a very tender moment, because the gift that was given was a gift of recognition and support.
And protection.
And, well, yes,
it was really a gift of solidarity.
Yeah.
You know, his words were, and I don't know if we have this on film or not, we weren't filming a lot of that part, but his words were, we may all have different bodies, but we are the one heart. This is why the equinox is so important. It is a yes moment that must come forward with the biggest voice possible that says, we are different bodies, one heart. How beautiful is that? And yes, we are here. And we are here in the active, balanced creation of our high heart choice in this month of February. That is the moment where the medicine journey of the heart is the greatest, most unique medicine you will ever experience. It is the medicine of the all-encompassing essence of all of the bodies, of all of the energies, without the attachment to any. It is the moment where the still cross in the center of perfect balance there, that still center, is the medicine of consciousness. We are currently, right now, cultivating the medicine of consciousness. And it is through all of the medicines that come together in this healing journey that we are able to become the living medicine that inspires others to do the same. It is always going to be our presence, not our words, that will assist the consciousness to continue to expand and to hold open and create the grid of illumination. And that begins in April when we open the sacred books and begin teaching from them. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, get to ShriandKara.com. Join us for the April beginning when we teach the I Am discourses, and get the hard copy. We're sending out a clarion call. Whether you join us or not, if you're in sound of our voice, get a copy. Get as old a copy as you can of the I Am discourses so that we can be able to really grid that together. Because one of the little surprises is that when we open up the WWA Global, we will be opening up the pre-grid, and we're going to invite all of you that have books. We're going to talk about getting you on with us. We're going to try and do a big, huge Zoom of all of us with the hard copy. Let's create the grid of illumination. Let's say yes to who we really are. I am as you are. And Shri, we have callers that are just over there going, we are too.
All right, we're going to run over to BBS Radio.
Let's do that.
And looks like on line 4 we have Amanda from Florida, first time caller.
Hey, welcome Amanda. Namaste, sweetheart.
Hi, thank you so much.
Our pleasure. Thank
Welcome.
you for being. You sound beautiful, sweetheart. Sure.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So I felt very guided today for some reason to call in for a mini soul reading.
Well, wonderful. Wonderful. Did you want to share anything else?
I honestly don't have anything on my mind right now. I just felt guided to call, and I guess I
That's okay.
would like to hear what you guys have to say.
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing that. And I do want to share this with you, that I want to go back to what you said the first time, which was, I felt guided, comma, for some reason, comma, to call today. And the reason I want to go there is that's why you called. You called for that some reason. You know, you are at a moment right now where it's so precious. You have such a precious heart. You're in that divine moment of, I really think I know, but I don't know if I know, or maybe I know. And maybe it's just that moment of, let me know. You know, when I look at you, I see the joy of the innocence of the divine awakening. And I see the wise woman who's sitting behind that woman saying, be careful. But then I see another layer behind that being saying, you're good to go, trust you. Like you have all of these beautiful layers, and in the middle of it right now is you. And as I gaze at the you, as I'm really gazing at the you right now, there's this beautiful, the word they want me to use is oversoul. There's this beautiful oversoul that's kind of gazing back at you and just saying to you, look, when you get clear on what you really want, it's going to be really obvious. And until then, let go of judging until you experience. And once you experience, trust what you know. I just need you to hear, because this being is just like, whoa, it's you. I mean, it's huge. It's like, I just want to smile at you and say, the only thing you need to know is that you've already got, you know what you need and want to do, and you just have to give yourself permission to say yes. I don't need to share anything with you that you don't already know. The reason we connected today was because your oversoul is saying, trust me more. And the last thing I want to share with you is I get a pit in my stomach as I'm sharing with you. It's like there's this little, it's not big, like this little, like a spear sitting in the middle of your stomach that's just saying, you know what? Okay, I can trust me again and more. And it's like you just pull it out, and it's like this fountain, like now I'm getting like hot right away. It's like, boom, here I am. That's really what it feels like. So Thank you for calling, sweetheart. I love you very much.
Love to you.
Whew. Thank you so much. Mwah. Love you, sweetheart. Many blessings. Yeah, let's all take a deep breath too, right? Let's go in because I'm like, woo, there it is. Wow. I think I need another one. You guys are deep today. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, we have more callers standing by.
Let's hear.
We'll stay over at BBS for a moment, and we're going to head to line 6 and say hi to Violet from Florida.
Hey, Violet from Florida. Namaste, Angel. Welcome.
Namaste, Shri and Kira. How are you?
We are loving you. Welcome, sweetheart.
Oh, I miss you so much. Well, I connect with you all the time, but I miss our one-on-one connections. You are my mentors. You are my teachers. And actually, I see you more like my spiritual parents. And I love you so much. And I'm grateful for your mastery and presence and all the love that you're providing to all of us. I'm calling today because I was called to call for a mini soul reading. I am going through like a big tunnel. I know it's going to go fast, and a lot of big changes are happening.
Yeah.
And I'm claiming my mastery, and I just wanted, a mini soul reading to have some clarification, make sure I am on the right path. And thank you so much. I love you.
Oh, honey, we love you. You are right here always. I know you know that. First thing I want to share with you is what I was experiencing in my physical body. Remember medicine of the physical body? Wow. As you were sharing, I felt it was 3 punches. It was like I got punched here, right above the physical heart, and it had like a reverberation on the other side. And then it was like my 3rd chakra. So very much like this, a chalice that's open, that now, see, I'm even losing my breath connecting with it. So it's this chalice that's open, that's saying, hey, fill me, fill me, fill me. Breathe it in. AVESA. And that there is an energy in you right now that's holding in your 3rd chakra. It's like it's an engine that's saying, I'm ready, I want to go. And then there's just this light, like a whoo of doubt that's just enough for it to go, hey, come on. And so, Angel, you can't, well, see, I'm losing my breath connecting with you. You cannot go if you stop. You have to, you either, forgive me, you've either got to be all systems go or all systems stop. There is no middle ground for you right now. And I can't talk anymore, honey. You need AVESA breath a lot. You need breathing with Shri. I am forcing Shri to start a new class, breathing with Shri. Breathe. Yeah. All go or all stop, and both are okay. But you got to make a choice, and you got to get really clear on it. Hi. Okay. I love you.
Much love to you.
Whew.
I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye-bye.
We love you, honey. Namaste. All right, everybody, AVESA right
Let's
now.
take a breath.
Shri, guide us.
Big breath in.
Woo.
Let it out with sound. Now we're going to do Ave on the inhale and Sa on the exhale. Big breath in.
Yeah.
Sa.
Whew. Wow.
Keep doing
Big
it
moment. Big moment.
It opens a recognition. It
Does it
opens a
ever?
state of being.
Yeah.
And with a little practice, you will enjoy the fruits of that even more.
Remember, every Monday we are living the ascended life. And this is part of that February energy. This month, join us for Monday Magic. At the bare minimum, be here every Sunday. Join us every Monday for Monday Magic. And be there every Tuesday for Soul Mirrors. Bare minimum. Tonight on Explore the Mysteries, if you really want to do this, Go to Explore the Mysteries. Every Sunday night, Shri and I offer, as part of our Seva to the World, an in-depth exploration of the self-ascended energy that is coming forward for you in this moment, for this very experience. This week, it's all about the heart again, and it's about this profound energy and releasing attachments, and the Cosmic Esina have a lot to say. That premieres at 9 p.m. Eastern Time tonight over at Oneness Talk Radio or AM/FM 247 or iHeart, wherever you're catching Explore the Mysteries. Catch it every Sunday night. Give yourself a date to go deeper with the mysteries. And it really helps to unlock more of what Shri and I are doing on this show as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we invite you to participate. When we lend energy to each other, we all expand.
We do. And so all of that costs you one thing, your attention, the commitment to say yes to you. That's part of that steadfast commitment. And if you want to take it a little further, and we pray that you really do, this is the year, then join us for the Medicine Journey of the Heart, a year of mastery of the yoga of self-ascension that unlocks the 5 medicines, that unlocks the 5 screens, so that you really are able to navigate this concentric dimensionality and move into a flow of mastery, abundant presence, unlike any we have ever experienced before. We are co-creating this together. And so, Shri, let's go back to our co-creation. And which phone lines are we going to?
Well, we're going to head over to Oneness Talk Radio.
Okay.
And we have a caller, it looks like from Georgia.
Hey, Georgia. Namaste. Welcome to the call, Georgia, USA.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. Namaste. Welcome.
Hey, my name is Michelle. How do I make it not echo? I'm sorry.
Turn down your volume.
Okay, here we go. That's much better. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I have had the most amazing weekend of just revelation this weekend, and you can hear it in my voice. But I felt called today. I have been watching you on TV for over a year, and following you and reading really since 2018 on your website. It's all just come together for me. But I was called. The name Michael. I don't know.
So why don't you relax?
That's where I'm at.
All right. First of all, wow, girl. Just connecting with you. So I got to share. The first thing I see is you have this beautiful halo of like beautiful little flowers, all different types, but it's not on your head. It's literally spinning around your head like energy. And I kid you not, I'm hearing Beyonce halo, like just spinning around you. And then your whole crown chakra, it's like this halo is spinning around you, and I'm seeing what look like showers of crystalline light coming out. And then shimmering, your hair is like this multicolored, shimmering, I don't want to say lasers, it's more like fluid light. I think that's the way I would call it. Every color there is. And what my hands, your hands, I'm seeing them like this, and they're saying 3 times, just 3 times. And what are we at? High heart, right? It's like you're in this moment where you're high heart. They're saying touch 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to invite anybody who wants to do this, because this beautiful angel is bringing this through for all of us. And so we touch 3 times right here. 1, 2, 3. And then breathe in the Ave. Exhale the Sa. And it's an expansion of your ascended heart. And now, like, I feel like I'm just wanting to jump up. I'm feeling this energy shoot up, go right out that halo, and your divine galactic blueprint is fully opening. And the message, this Michael energy, is the energy of protection, but it's more than just Archangel Michael. There is like this field of the energy. They're saying we are the Michael of the realms of ascended presence, and we carry with us the swords of the all. You are now being armed with that which will protect you. Have no fear, for the moment is now. And so it is. Wow.
Much love to you, dear.
We love you, honey. And Shri had to mute you. I'm sorry for that, because when things like this happen, we have to be very careful about blowing up the studio. And I'm needing a moment right now. I'm not even sure. All I hear is high-pitched tone. I just need you to know that. How many of you are hearing high-pitched tone? Wow.
So let's just take a moment and be present.
And let's watch our third chakra with that.
To be present means to allow love to join with consciousness. Presence is the energy of mindfulness, which is the energy of heart-centered compassion being part of your awareness. So let's be present to ourselves. And notice your breath. And on the inhale, the breath can bring energy to your heart center. And on the exhale, we just let go. I allow the infinite to flow through me. Inhaling, I recognize the divine. Ave. Exhale. No resistance. I allow. And as you continue to just allow your breathing to follow its pattern, let a smile come to your face to know that all is well. All is well.
Wow. You know, I as you're sharing, Shri, I just want to remind all of you, the 3 taps, breathing in on the Ave, and the letting go on the Sa, I was doing that. Extremely profound. Also being reminded that we are in that moment of this retrograde energy, this remind, free mind. One of the things that's going to be happening throughout February is that this is a moment where missed opportunities are they're recycling back. You may have people coming back into your life. You may have thoughts coming back that are suddenly having a greater sense of manifestation. You might find that something you thought you were doing for another reason, you realize, oh, I was doing it for this reason. This is concentric dimensionality. It's letting go of that illusion of time and saying, if something happened in a point of time, even a month ago, whatever, if it was a quote miss opportunity or something that just didn't align, if something that didn't align in that moment is aligning now, it's confirmation that together you slid into this moment. And thereby there is another opportunity to have a greater purpose for coming together. You might also be coming together with beings that you could have met in other lines, and that you are conscious that when you come together now, you're like, oh, well, I see where we could have met here. And that worked on a lot of other levels. That's a big part of the February mirror of the January. It's saying, okay, remember, we're closing in. I want to just one more time pop up because it's really all about this. It's why we're giving you the big one, right? The really big 2021 energy flow is that January, and I'm going to run you through this again if you missed it in the first part of the show. You see where the little JAN there is on the January, on the concentric circle, the concentric time? Start at January, and as if you put your finger on the January, trace all the way up, all the way down to where January, you're in this eye. And what's happening is right now, you're transiting from the eye over to pick up the February spiral. And when that February comes up and when that closes, this Taurus field comes together, and the rest of this concentric dimensionality is influenced by the February choice. And it's the last choice of its kind in the 2-year Uplevel we have going, because the next time the choice comes will be in May. However, it's going to be superseded by the first dong of that harmonic of the universe, and it's going to come in like this. You are standing in the mountain, in the field, and the Buddhist priest has come up and went boom, or whatever tone of boom works for you. That's May. We're all going to be hitting that gong, and it's going to be a big reverberating one. So February, March, April, ready, set, go. And it begins with the medicine of the physical body. It begins with AVESA. It begins with living an ascended life. Make sure you're with us on Monday nights at the very least. Be there tomorrow night. Get to ShriandKira.com and register for living an ascended life. And Tree, speaking of an ascended life, all these people holding, we have such a huge group of people. Where are we going?
Well, we're going to head over to BBS Radio.
All right, we're going to go back over to BBS, then we'll go back over to Oneness.
And looks like on line 5, we have Amy from Kansas.
Namaste, Amy.
Hello?
Welcome. Hi, sweetheart. Welcome.
Namaste.
Hi.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Okay. Thanks for taking my call. I have a question for Cherie. I've been having the worst last 2 weeks, and I was actually about to give up, and I've been having a pain in my back. I wanted to know if you can see what's going on.
Okay. All right. Well, with your permission, I'll look a little deeper. Is that all right?
Yes.
The pain looks like it's right down in the low back. And what I'm seeing is around L3. What I'm seeing is this pain has triggered some old emotional patterns in you. Now, sometimes we get in a chicken or egg. What did the emotional pattern get triggered and then the pain came? We don't need to unpack that right now. However, there is a pattern that you're working through, which is about really the bottom line would be to learn how to let go through the forgiveness practices. That you don't have to carry the hurt, nor do you have to push away to avoid carrying it. You know, when we have something that was traumatic in our upbringing, or a hurt even in our present life, sometimes our first reaction is push it away. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to experience it. And then it becomes like a weight we're carrying, and then the spine kind of goes, I'm not supported. Right? You see, it kind of flips back in there. And due to its location, what it's showing is it's time for you to be able to breathe into the fact that you are safe, you are loved, and you can forgive and forget all that's come before. So I want to direct you to the forgiveness practice at the homepage of ShriandKira.com. And take a look at that and run through that practice. It's a 7-day commitment, and it'll cleanse a lot of the old stuff that you're carrying. I know you've got some goodies to add.
Well, the only thing I want to add to that is, number one, go do that. Go get the forgiveness practice. Number one, on top of everything else, it will blow your mind what it's going to do, because in addition to what I'm seeing that Shri was sharing, what I'm also seeing is that your active dream space is inviting you to dream the dream. And so when you go grab that forgiveness practice booklet, also grab the AVESA dream practice. And I would strongly suggest that in addition to that, all I keep hearing is let your dreams manifest and remember them in a greater way. And so by igniting the energy through doing the forgiveness practice, and maybe you do the AVESA dream practice on day 5 or 6, and it would be a fabulous way to enter into your dream space. So get both of those. They're right at ShriandKira.com. They're free. They're on the homepage. You have to scroll, but you'll see it. And I want to share one other thing with you. It's not just your lower back. What I also got was that your wings are actually, it's like there's a little string from right between your shoulder blades, that part of your spine, down to where the pressure is. And they're saying if you break that string, which comes through your third chakra, the empowerment of you, it's like, shoo, you're there. It's just boom, 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 boom. It's right there. And I think breaking the string is the forgiveness practice and the AVESA dream practice. So I'm so glad you called.
As you do the release work of the forgiveness, find
your voice.
It'll
break that string.
And
It'll break the string.
That will lift you out of this period that you're in.
You got this. You got this.
Okay.
You got this. All right, sweetheart.
Thanks for calling, dear.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Namaste. Whew, I think a lot of people are going through that, Shri. A lot of people are going through that issue right now, quite a few. And let's jump back over to BBS Radio, where we have lots of other, Oneness Talk Radio, where we have a lot of full call boarded people waiting. And where are we going right now? Looks like we're going to Alamitos, California. All right, Alamitos, California. Namaste and welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor as usual. Very glad to be with you.
Thank you, sweetheart. It's always a blessing to connect with you.
So I just wanted to, I had just a question about guidance, but first, I want to go back to when you were talking about this grid, the grid we are connected to, and
Yes.
I wanted to, remind everyone that all these events that are happening right now and on Earth, it's always an opportunity to grow as into self-ascension and to reconnect to this unified grid that we all are connected to, and even that seems bad in a way, are just like a way that you can surf on and help you to reconnect, even censoring, even all this kind of thing. It's always a way to, okay, well, if this door closed, then I can actually go and look at this other door. So it's never a polarity. It's more about this way. We are all happening this way, and it can be the way you make it to be. So I just wanted to remind everyone.
Thank you.
And myself,
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. And okay, we can give you one more minute. Hurry. So now ask me your question, and thank you for sharing that.
Okay, and just a little bit of guidance about manifesting, because I have this vision, about this life that's coming up to me, but I just have a little bit of difficulty getting really empowered with it.
Well, thank you for asking, and I'm going to invite you to bring your hands on your heart. We're going to have to put you on mute as I answer because we are getting close to the end of the show. But bring a hand to your heart, and I think a lot of people are asking this. A lot of people are saying, how can I harness the law of instantaneous manifestation right now? I need hard manifestation right now. And believe it or not, I know it's going to sound crazy. The more that you dive in and say yes to what your deepest truth is showing you, the faster that happens. Follow where your guidance is taking you. Pay attention to your guidance. Trust your guidance. Trust you. Be there for living an ascended life, right? Get in there. Learn how to do that. It's easy. But what's not easy is living it 24/7. That is where your steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust will bring you into the grid of manifestation always. Shri, anything you want to add?
No, I just want to offer you a big hug and say, keep going, keep trusting, and success is assured.
It really is, honey. We all, and you have everything you need inside of you. That is the medicine journey of the heart, is remembering those 5 medicines to be the yoga of self-ascension, to know that you are while carrying this body and sustaining both in all ways. Visit wwaglobal.com. Be there. Go to shriankira.com. Join us tomorrow night, Living an Ascended Life Monday Magic, and make sure you're there Tuesday night for Soul Mirrors as well. AVESA, be there.
Lots going on. Let's get together and lift this thing up.
It's the moment. The consciousness is rising, and you're part of that wave.
Beloveds, thank you so much for your attention and your love. And until we have the joy of being with you live next week, breathe deeply and know that all is truly well.
Thank you for joining us at Shri and Kira Live. To have your questions answered, send us an email to guest@shriandkiraradio.com and check out more information at shriandkira.com. See you next week.